and oh my god,
take pictures of them.
Speaking of my dogs, they're attacking Jason. Yeah, watch out. Lady likes to prance, like pat your face to get you to pet her. It's weird. I don't know where she learned it.
Probably pretending to pet you, so like mimic.
At least it's not Sasha. Sasha will outright get in your face and then try to make out with your nose or your mouth. I've had her tongue inside my mouth I don't know how many times. And it fills your whole entire nasal cavity.
It looks like you're already full of babies right now.
Right, I'm already full. My heart is full with what I have, and so...
But, like, it's private decision. Like, I hate that, like, these guys... literally, it's all guys sitting around in a room talking about, like, well, I don't think that a woman over 65 needs to have a fucking mammogram. Or some bullshit like that. That shit's happening, yo.
I know.
Like, they're trying to take away everything.
Right. No,
like,
I know.
Your grandma needs a colonoscopy just as badly as your grandpa.
And your grandpa needs his prostate checked.
Right
so
on, right.
Everyone needs all your shit checked. Like,
right. Check, and it shouldn't cost anything. Right now, it's not because of the Affordable Care Act.
Right. Actually...
Which is like being held by a string that they keep yanking on.
It's hyper scrutinized, and it's at this point so far removed from the original point, and it's used as a political stance. And I'm like, guys, this is not about politics. It's literally healthcare.
It's literally about life and death for some people.
And I don't even care if it's going to help Republicans, Democrats, unaffiliated, non-voters. Doesn't matter. You're a human, biological, functioning organism. You need to check your shit out.
You know why, though? It's because it's privatized.
And they want to profit off of it. And then they're twisting around the whole purpose of healthcare.
You should never, ever be able to privatize people's lives like that. Like, that sucks.
The thing that hurts me to my core, like, you can believe whatever, but it is painful for me to hear people actively seeking to eliminate programs that cover the vital necessity to humanity, which is like food, shelter, clothing, and healthcare. I mean, what in the world are we doing? Like,
everyone should be able to have the access to healthcare like that. You should have the right to live.
Right, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to work, but just because you can't work does not mean that I'm going to let you starve. I'm fine with my taxes going to feed the mouths of hungry kids, people that can't work. I mean, God forbid any of them ever end up in a debilitating car wreck and they can't work, lost their job and their health insurance because of it. I would love to help you. That's what my taxes are for. But it's not going to be used to fund, like, things that...
War?
I mean, going to Mars, right?
The Space Force
is now the best time to introduce intergalactic travel? No, we need to fix the shit here first.
We need to deprivatize jails and healthcare.
Oh my God.
Voting is now being privatized with these fucking elections. Girl.
Everything is starting to get too twisted, and it's, to me, it's like, when did this become such a divided, heated argument? Because I remember when I believed that there was a division of church and state, and the older I got, the less I believed that. I don't believe that everybody has to kneel or stand up for the whatever
symbol.
Yeah, whatever and people that are choosing to kneel, that is your right as a citizen. That's literally what we're fighting for.
For you to be able to kneel. And that's cool if you're kneeling, because honestly, I'm right there with you. Like, I am right there with you. When somebody cannot go to the grocery store to fucking shop because they're black,
or they're an immigrant, like, they're still people. Come on. Or like, and then it's really not even the belief. It's the hate speech and the acts of hate that come with it. Like the protests about the flag. I'm like, did any of you that are demanding that everyone stand for I keep thinking sign of the cross, but I know that's not it. I can't even remember the church and state division here. what is the thing? The Pledge of Allegiance. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, I cannot remember that. But
that shit's fucked too.
Well, and like, they were literally dragging the flag behind their pickup trucks, and I'm thinking, that isn't you're desecrating the flag that you advocated legitimately think you cannot kneel for. Are you serious?
I saw one being put in the front fender of a vehicle, and I'm like, it's getting bugs on it, bro.
It's getting tattered. If you really believe in everything the flag stands and you're respecting it, then you should know there's a protocol for these.
I do not stand for people who are using this symbol as a free pass for hate speech.
That's the thing that takes it from no longer your belief to you're just fueling hate.
You're a hater.
Yes. Like, I don't necessarily like the color yellow, for example, but I'm not going to go burn down every house that's yellow just because I don't like it.
Right.
I'm just not going to paint my house yellow. Does it matter? No. Like, I don't know. I feel like if we understood each other better, it would help to diffuse that. But there's just on either side. I'm not saying it's just one way, because there's also folks that adamantly will not eye to eye with the other side either.
Honestly, like, I have a friend who spent a good chunk of time one time trying to talk to this guy who's a complete misogynist.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with this guy where I'm like, you know, letting him know how I feel about how women can do anything. And he's like, yeah, but, you know, there are some things you can't do. And, like, I'm in a math program and I'm really smart and I know better. And
I mean, true, I can't jizz out my penis because I don't have one, but
I can get jizz, bitch. Like, let me go do something real quick. I'm going to get you some jizz. Like, I don't know. But he was, talking about, like, it was like he was talking down to me, and I'm like, I can't deal with you. Like, So
he's using your very person to use against your person.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. But my friend was, like, trying to talk to him for hours.
It's not worth.
And I'm like, you need to stop doing that to yourself.
And you're not going to convert anybody. In fact, it's just going to fuel more hate. Right. Because then they're going to turn around and say, ha ha, look at that person trying to convince me otherwise. And that just sucks, because we should be trying to have those discussions. But if a person will not open up to you, it's different. You know, like, I've trained, or like I've gone to other states to work with folks, and they'll tell me their stereotypes. And I'm like, dude, up until you said it, I never would have thought that, because I treat everybody the same. So I don't understand why you're letting me know about your stereotypes.
What do you mean they're stereotypes?
Well, like, I went to a location and they're known, I guess, to be poor and maybe not educated. And I'm like, that's not fair, though, because
they told you people think this is us.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm a firm believer in, just because you're a degree holder does not mean that you're any smarter than someone who doesn't hold a degree. So, no.
True.
I know, right. Like, I see.
That's controversial in this town.
It's controversial anywhere, because people think, I have a 4-year degree. And I'm like, look, I know as well as you do, a lot of that's bullshit. And I can't clean a fucking toilet and take it apart. So who's the real smart person in a room? Like, my house right now, I'm kicking myself that I don't know general contracting or general plumbing or electric. That would actually be more beneficial than over half the shit that I'm currently in the student loan debt for.
Right.
So, it would have been way better to go to school and study fucking mechanics until I figured out what the hell I wanted to do. And I wouldn't be working with people. It'd be a car. Granted, there's customers, but, like, I don't know what in the world, how it's not smarter in any different or less smart. And actually, dude, okay, so I don't know why this made me angry the other day, but I was watching a video of someone about to lay flooring, literally using fucking algebra and geometry. So all of us that are bitching, oh, I'll never use algebra in real life. I'm like, you would if you were a general contractor.
Right. I've had to be like, okay, so what's the square footage?
And the height,
yeah,
and the depth.
I always catch people. I'm like, well, did you measure it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, I can't help you.
That's algebra and geometry.
Right there. I just stopped.
So you want to parade around your math? Really?
No, it was bullshit.
I know, but
you know what? Okay, so I heard somebody say, like, just to troll these guys, I'm pretending that I don't know what Harvard is.
Oh, man.
Like the guy's brain was about to explode, and she's like, "Is that a community college?"
Look, I don't know why we were fed lies that said that Ivy League schools, don't get me wrong, if you...
They're so expensive.
They are, and they're not for everybody. So why are we pigeonholing everyone into saying you're not worth your salt if you don't get into Harvard when you're maybe not... You can't buy a Harvard education, but... Who's to say that, like the whole rags to riches story that they glorify that if they went to Harvard, that doesn't discount anyone else who's been to college, like single mothers,
right?
Non-traditional students. Hey, if that's your Mount Everest, then be fucking proud of it.
Right? Like, we have to, like, celebrate our accomplishments regardless of how society decides to, like, prioritize them.
Right.
We have to prioritize them in our own ways.
Exactly. And if your child wants to grow up to be a garbage man... Okay, I had this discussion the other day. Remember that big-ass house in our hometown at the edge of the golf course where all the doctors...
He was
the garbage man.
That's right. Yeah, there's money in trash.
There's money in everything. If you're passionate about garbage, go for it. Go be a trash king. Cool.
I think it's more about, like... finding the thing that brings you joy. Like, I'm sure that guy doesn't want to be a trash guy, but he's able to, like... do something for his family.
And at some point you end up being passionate about what you do in your trade. Like maybe a child isn't passionate about cardiothoracic surgery coming out the womb, but at some point they're going to be passionate about it if that's what their trade is.
Well, and if it's something we encourage them to think about as being something for them.
Right.
Because like for me, nobody told me that I could even go to school.
Exactly.
I didn't know what I was supposed to be. I was never really told, like, oh, have you thought of this or that or this or that?
And
they were so excited when I said I was going to be a nurse because they're like, oh, good. We don't have to do anything with you because your path has already been kind of carved out and it's easy because it's a lady's job.
Right.
Like, if I would have said I wanted to be a doctor, it would have been like,
honey.
but why?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then because of my GPA, it was always pushed doctor, lawyer, and sure, my test scores and my personality scores were there. But then at some point, I'm like, did y'all ever think of the fact that I could not afford that, though? So I should have been... There's different factors that go into what you are and who you are.
They don't think about the whole person when they're looking at,
exactly. They think dollar signs.
All these kids are dollar signs. When you look around a university and you see them with their little backpacks and books, you shouldn't be seeing people because the university only sees dollar signs.
And when a child is saying, I want to grow up to be a plumber, don't knock that. Like, why not?
Hell yeah, that's an ancient fucking thing.
I want to be a plumber right now because that fucking toilet's not working. So
I know a plumber. Do you need one?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Girl, after this, I need numbers. But it's like, gosh, why is this so difficult? Like,
it's because nobody trains us for life, and then nobody really explains to us how the rules were really made, because the rules were never made to benefit us as women of color.
Well, they were not made for anybody. It seemed like it only was there to benefit a specific set of people.
Niche.
Yeah. And
like, who was allowed to vote when we first started this fucking country?
Rich white men.
That's it.
Does not include, because see, the rules, a lot of people will mention white men, but they also don't, like, it's not accurate. It's rich white men.
You gotta have property, baby.
Right. And you have to have, like, all this history behind your name.
Oh, yeah, you can't just walk in and vote.
I know. Yeah, and, but
it just sucks, because it feels like the deck is stacked.
Yeah, the cards are against you.
But at least we have plants.
We have plants, and thankfully all this carbon dioxide I've been spraying, they're eating it.
Thank God. Right? Blah, 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 blah.
They do say talk to your plants, so hey.
Oh, hey.
Maybe I should bring all of them in the room next time.
It'd be like a plant audience. A live plant
and meanwhile,
studio
they're like
audience.
buffet.
These bitches won't shut up. I love it.
Did you know that these plants emit carbon dioxide at night when they're exhaling? They're inhaling carbon dioxide and then they exhale it too. And so the succulent
And you're
plants will
talking
eat
about the pathos, right?
Well,